In this video we have a fraction and we want to simplify it, and the problem here is that we have a radical in the denominator and we just can't have that. So to cancel out a radical that's in the denominator when there's a binomial down here, then you have to multiply that by the conjugate. So the conjugate is just going to be the first and the last term in that binomial. Alright, so it's going to be 3 and then 4 times the square root of 3, but the difference is that you change that sign in the middle. So this is the conjugate to this right here, and that'll cancel out that radical. Now, of course, we have to multiply the top part by this as well. So I go ahead and do that. And now this is just a matter of being really careful with multiplication. So we want to distribute everything out. So if I do 4 times this 3, that gives us 12. And then 4 times that term over there, that's going to be plus 16 times the square root of 3. And then our next part will be 5 square root of 3 times 3. So that's going to be 15 square root of 3. And then we've got 5 square root of 3 times 4 times the square root of 3. And that's going to be plus 20 because we've got a 5 times a 4. And then we have 3 times 3 that's under the radical. So we've got the square root of 9. So that's what's on top. I'm going to draw this division bar right there, and then I do the same thing on the bottom, so I have to multiply everything out, just being very careful. So 3 times 3, it gives us 9, and then 3 times 4 square root of 3 is going to give us a plus 12 square root of 3, and then the last thing we do negative 4 square root of 3 times this 3 gives us negative 12 square root of 3, and then the negative 4 square root of 3 times 4 square root of 3, so that's going to be minus 16, and then the 3 times 3 is square root of 9, just like what we had up here. Now we got to simplify. So up top we have I'll just rewrite this stuff on top. We've got 12, and then we have 16 square root of 3's here, 15 over here, so that's going to be a total of 31 square root of 3's. And then over here I have 20 times the square root of 9, and this square root of 9 is the same thing as 3. So actually we've got plus 20 times 3. So I'm just going to add 20 times 3 is 60. So I'm going to do division and then combine all these like terms. So right here we've got 12 times the square root of 3 minus 12 times the square root of 3. So those actually cancel out, right? And then up front I'm going to write this 9. And then back here I have 16 times the square root of 9. And that's the same situation as what we had up here. So the square root of 9, that's going to be 3, and then we still have a 16 in front of it, so we multiply 16 times 3, which gives us 48, and then we're subtracting it, so we've got minus 48, and then continue to simplify. So 12 plus the 60 over here is going to give us 72 plus 31 times the square root of 3 on top, and then 9 minus the 48 is going to be negative 39, and that will be our final answer. You could see if you could divide any number into 72, 31, and 39, but I can't think of anything off the top of my mind, so let's go with this as our final answer. Okay, just remember to multiply your bottom binomial if it's got a radical by the conjugate, and then that's the main gist of this problem.